everybody, and welcome to our morning briefing show. Just let me see. Yeah, that's the right camera. So, good morning. I hope you had a great start into your own trading business family day and a wonderful and relaxing night. And I want to welcome you to our morning briefing show presented by Admirals, best broker around the world. My name is Markus, and I'm looking forward to talk to you about the markets this morning. Again, it's Wednesday. It's the 26th of January. Today is a special day because we expect a Fed decision today. And yeah, special day. We have a lot of things to talk about because something new is in the market. Okay, so you know the August stuff. First, we stream this show on YouTube at the same moment. If you watch it right now on YouTube, or maybe later, you will find a button in the right corner. You can subscribe to the channel. You can give us a like if you want. You can leave the comment. I can see here, Yanis, good morning on YouTube, the chat too. And afterwards, we will get the notification and we can get in touch to each other. So now let me share my screen with you. And give me the chance to see the chat. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So, Hartmut, good morning. Johan, good morning. Karel, good morning. Rainer, Tina, Boyko, good morning. Nice to have you here in the show. And feel free to answer your question. If it fits to the show, then I will give you the answer. Of course, on YouTube, I can see, yeah, Darom, Frank, wonderful and lovely. Good morning. So what do we expect today? It's Wednesday. That's our schedule for today. We have news, NBA weekly mortgage at 12 o'clock. Then the new residential sales, afternoon 3 o'clock, or maybe it's 4 o'clock. It's 1 hour difference. Then we have the weekly oil status inventory today. And most important is the interest rate decision at 8 o'clock today. So 8 o'clock p.m. So be prepared about that. Be careful about your trades. I would not open a trade close before the publish of the rate decision. Yeah. So let's see what we expect about the rate decision this afternoon, this evening. So this is the probabilities, and almost 95% are expecting no changing. Just only 5.6% think they will they will move it up a little bit, will rise it a little bit. Yeah. Andreas, wonderful, good morning. So this is what we expect for this evening. Yeah, and you know also, if you need more information here on the premium account, here this market is bearish at the moment, then you see all the market news or morning briefing, whatever there is. It's really awesome and incredible what Admirals is doing for us to bring us news here in our focus. And this is really, really cool. So have a look on it. If you have a real account at Admirals, then you can have access to the premium account, premium analytics, and there you will find all this interesting news. So let's go to the news or to webinars. Today is a special day. We expect the most important webinar today is Mr. Dr. Alexander Elder, an open webinar at 5 p.m. Europe, London time. It's 6 p.m. German time, by the way. And yeah, you should really join this webinar. And if you are in a mood, or if you're bored at home, maybe, then you can follow myself at 8 o'clock p.m. right before the market, before the Fed will publish its decision. We will make a webinar at 8 o'clock, and I'm your host there. So live broadcast, real-time comments, analysis about a US dollar, something like this, if you want to have. And here we go. I'm your host in the evening. So it's your chance to prepare yourself for this webinar. So we have around about 60 minutes time, and we can talk about the charts. But if you have any questions about trading, then this is your time this evening. So write down your questions. What is in your mind? What you want to talk to me? What you want to ask me? We can talk about this evening. So, in the morning briefing show, it's just around 25 minutes. We have time. So, but today, if you have anything in your mind, what you want to ask, then ask and prepare your own questions. And we can talk about this evening too. I'm looking forward to see you there. The link is in the chat, by the way. You can make your own registration here. And yeah, I would appreciate it a lot if you're there with me. So more than that, we have Admirals. We have Admirals channel on Telegram. If you want to follow us there, then you can do this also. The link is in the webinar, by the way. Okay, and we have day trading. We have Twitter, of course. There is Admirals 2 available, and my name there is daytrader70. Yeah, let's go to the charts. And it's not that easy. Yesterday we had a kind of terrible day because you see it was just up and down, up and down. So with the down trade we made 341 points profit. So then yesterday something happened. Let me explain. So the situation on the right side, just let's do it. Look, that was yesterday. So at this situation, we had the green one was in a second trend arm. So, and it's my duty to open the trade in the second trend arm queue, because in a second trend arm, we have the highest probability for a trend continuation. So I opened the trade. So more afterwards, I could see, okay, in the opening, the price went down, so I closed it. And at the second time, and the same time, we had the downtrend. And in the downtrend, it was a corrective trend, by the way. The leading trend was also in the second trend. So I opened a position to the lower side in speculation of a trend continuation of the short side. Okay, that was really quite good. The price went up and down, up and down, up and down. And then, yeah, I make a partial profit because I could see, it's kind of difficult. The price will not really go down. So therefore I took money, and because I want to reduce my risk and everything is fine. So, and then finally the price went up and down, up and down. And then unfortunately I had my stop loss, of course, above the last 0.3. So therefore I got out in the rest position. So it was a kind of zero gain. Yeah, it was fine, zero gain. So then we could see, oh my gosh, the price is going down and down and down again, much pressure, which means there was not a trend break. It was a game. At the 0.3, there was the fake account, a fake breakout. So therefore, the trend was still valid. And we are still, in the second trend arm. Because there was also not really a trend continuation in the red one. So therefore, it was my duty to open the trade again on the short side. So, and then finally, the price went up and up and up. It was no trend continuation lower side. And no, sorry, my mistake. When we got out, when I got out yesterday, because I had my stop loss there, we were still in the second trend of the green one. So therefore, I opened a long position to speculate that the long trend will continue at this moment. But then afterwards, okay, the price went down and I closed here again, the long position. So, and now I'm not in, but now I see the second trend of the green one is still valid. If you are less experienced trading, then you would say, okay, this is jumping in, jumping out. No, it's not. Maybe it looks like it's a kind of perception. But if you work with logic, then you will see it's always the second trend arm. and we are living on the right side of the chart. And there I have to make the decision. And the decision for me as a retail trader is I have to work with my rules. And as long as I'm in a second trend arm, it doesn't matter it's up or down, I have to make the entry in speculation of a trend continuation. So therefore, this is what happened yesterday. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, yeah, but that's the game. And this is what I have learned from really huge traders or in the asset management from my mentors. That's your job. That's your job. No more, no less. Finally, the trend must continue. In which direction, we will never know. So therefore, we have to follow the rules. So now I have a pending order because, you know, the point of control is still on the upper side. It's still here up at 15,937 euros by one future contract. So therefore, the green one, the green main trend is still valid. Therefore, I have a pending order in case long, because maybe the trend will continue on the upper side. Okay. And now, yeah, I guess the downtrend is kind of broken, because the moment if we go up, then the downtrend is finally really broken. And then we can go long. So this is about DAX 10 minutes. So let's go to the focus charts. And we start with Euro USD. No, this is, this is still a running trade, but it's a focus chart. And you know, we made partial profits already. And now yesterday we saw the final trend continuation. And now 1, 2, 3, now with a fourth correction, you see a trend continuation is always more likely than a trend break. And finally, with this trend continuation, I trailed my hard stop into profit. And at the last 0.3 there, I worked with a soft stop. Alarm, because I don't want to get out with a stupid spike, something like this. So then start with Bitcoin. No, that was stupid, sorry. That's not the part here I want to go. Bitcoin. So in Bitcoin, we have now a valid uptrend, ladies and gentlemen. And this is really, really interesting. So look at this one. Here we go. That's the last 0.2. There was no trend continuation. So therefore, one trend arm. And here we go. We are, here we go in the, that's just the move. That's just the move. And now we are waiting for the next correction, and then we can go long in Bitcoin. This will take time. It will not happen today, but maybe for the rest of the week. Dow Jones. Dow Jones is still in a downtrend, and maybe there could be show up a new uptrend, but basically we are in the downtrend, still in the downtrend. So here we go. So this trend will break here. Actually, there's no trend break, but maybe this can happen. It's a kind of depending of the refed decision this afternoon, this evening. So this is a first possible trend arm, but the trend is not valid right now. Yeah, just wait. DAX 40. Same procedure. Trend is still down. Yeah, it's this one, it's still down. This trend will break here, but also maybe there will occur a new trend. So, and then we can do this in 4-hourly chart. In 10 minutes, it's different. Then let's go to British Pound USD. Yo, the trend is still going down. You see, it's in a correction, but we have a new uptrend, corrective uptrend. Check it out. It's this one. Move, correction, and move. And now we are a bit in a correction, which means this is the job, to make the opposite direction kind of hedge. So keep it on your eye, keep an eye, please. gold chart. As we said, the trend continuation is always more likely than a trend break, and it's awesome. Let it run. This is one of the big secrets in trading. If you learn to let it run, you can make money a lot. And if you work with soft stops, by the way. Yeah, so here we go. And finally, next trend continuation. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are on the fifth correction, fifth trend arm. You see, just let it go. The big money is always in the trend. And you can learn this. And by the way, there's really an interesting fight about me and one of my colleagues, because a lot of people say not everybody is able to learn trading. It's a kind of talent. Maybe you have to be born as a trader. Me, I have a different opinion. I say everybody can learn trading. And by the way, there was in the 80s, there was a turtle trader, you know, the turtle trader. There was an experiment, the same fight between Mr. Richard Dennis and Bill Eckert. So Mr. Eckert was a was a professor in mathematics, and Mr. Richard Dennis was just a normal worker, but he was a famous, awesome trader. And Mr. Dennis said, yes, it's a kind of socialization. It's a kind of education. And Mr. Eckert said, no, you need talent. You have to be born as a trader. And by the way, the experiment was very successful because Mr. Dennis proved that as long as traders are in a kind of cage, and if they have to follow the rules, they will be successful. But the experiment has two parts. While the people were under the experiment and after the time after the experiment. And interestingly, while all people were under the experiment, all of them were successful. But when the experiment was over, from around about 13 of the first generation of the turtle traders, just only 3 of them were successful on a long run. So you see, at the end, everybody is basically able to learn trading. But to be successful on the long run needs maximum discipline and an understanding. What does it mean to be a trader and not a consumer? So therefore, most of the turtles were not successful on the long run. They were while they were under the experiment. But after the experiments, just only 3 of them were successful, and just only one is still successful today. It's Mr. Jerry Parker, famous trader with an hedge fund. Chesapeake Capital mainly is this one. A couple of them made webinars and seminars and made money with this, but just only Mr. Jerry Parker was the famous turtle trader, beside of Mr. Curtis Faith. But Mr. Faith was not that successful in the long run. He was the most successful traders while the experiment were running. But afterwards, it's different. 2 parts of this experiment. So basically, I believe, and I'm absolutely convinced and sure that everybody is able to learn trading. But if you're successful, or if you will be successful on a long run, then you have to do more than all the others. And this is a question of personality, or more of willingness. If you're really, really willing to change yourself, then you have a guarantee to become successful on trading. This is really awesome. Of course, William, I can just repeat your wonderful sentence. Those who can think logic can learn it. This is my personal opinion too, because trading is mathematics. Mathematics is logic. That's really cool. And therefore, maybe you say, I'm not the logic thinking guy. Okay, this is not true. You know why? How often do you use the word because? Do you know the word because? So think about it. How often during the day you personally use the word because? I guess you use this word very often, right? And now think about it. Every time you use the word because, cause, reason. Be, the reason is being, which means every time you use the word because, you prove something, you explain something, which means you think logically. That's cool stuff. So everybody is able to think logically. You have to be watchful about this. So take time, be calm, and then you can think logically. And trading, and this is the most wonderful thing ever, trading follows logical principles. This is really cool. And once you get it, once you grab this, it's the moment you have a big chance to become successful, not in a short run, even in a long run. And this is what we want to do together. Okay, let's go. Yeah, before we come to my running trades, I want to ask you my question of today. And the question of today is, drum roll. Do we have the question of today? Yeah, here we go. Thank you very much. So, because I forgot the question of today. So my question, how can you handle fear in trading? So 3 options. Choose the path of logic. I must become a robot, or there is no way to handle fear. What do you think? How can you handle fear in trading? Choose the path of logic. I must become a robot, or there is no way to handle my fear. Let's go to the running trades. First, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. The short position was stopped out, and now we are still here in the long position, and we are wonderful in profit. Everything was fine. The downtrend is broken, by the way, finally broken, and now the long trend seems continuing. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Yeah, just let it go. We sold half the position. It's fine. Stop loss is the last 0.3. Everything is fine. We cannot lose money. This will be a winner. Swiss franc, Japanese yen. Cool stuff. We cannot lose money anymore. We sold out the position. Yesterday, there was a trend continuation, which means we could trail the hard stop to the last 0.3, and everything is fine. Europe, Japanese yen, really cool stuff. 200 pips in profit right now. So you see, I trailed the hard stop. I left the hard stop here. And at the last 0.3, there is my alarm. Yeah, soft stop. Oh, I don't have a take profit. Why should I have it? Why should I have a take profit? Yeah, there is no take profit. Why? I'm a trend trader. So how should I know how far the trend is running? Yeah. So I stop when I have a close above the last 0.3, because then the trend is broken. And then the market says, now it's the end. Yeah. And not me. It's not my part to predict or to interpret about the trend. It's really, really clear. Exactly the 4 magic L's. Stop interpreting. Listen to the chart and then let it go. Deep stuff, logic. And this is what I teach in my online course. You will find on my homepage if you want. So Euro USD we talked about already. British pound, Australian dollar. It's kind of tricky. Yeah. Still time extended correction. We have still 2 trends for the moment. So the uptrend is still valid and we are in. We cannot lose money with the uptrend, by the way. Yeah. So, and on the short side, there was a trick here I told you yesterday, which means the short trend is also valid. No trend continuation here, just another trick. And now we are circling here. So long is running, but we must be prepared in case that the trend will continue to the lower side. So therefore, maybe it's a good idea, to set a pending order here in case that the price will continue. And if you reach the last point 2, we can sell half the position, everything is fine. After the show, I will set a pending order short here. New Zealand US dollar, 62 pips in profit, just let it go. Correction is running. Stop loss is above the last 0.3. There is nothing to do. And US dollar, Canadian dollar, thanks God, the correction is running because, dependent origination. You remember? Dependent origination. We need the correction because without a correction, there will never be a trend. A trend is depending from trend arms, and the trend arm is depending of movement and correction. So why do we have fear about the correction? Because we are looking on the money. The moment you stop, be focused on money is the moment you can ride the trend. But this is not a part of the market. It's a part of you. That's the point. So we sold half the position. The trend is running. So just let it go. Nothing to do. And by the way, crude oil. Lovely. Maybe the correction is over. You see why we need a correction? The correction brings new buyers into the market. We need it. So why you should be afraid about the correction? Look, how stupid is this? First, when we want to open a trade, we are waiting for the correction. Oh my gosh, hopefully the correction is coming. But once the trend is running, we are sitting in front of the screens. We are afraid about the correction. How unlogically is this? I love it, by the way. Okay, do we have time for British pound Swiss franc? Of course. Let's see, British pound Swiss franc. Here we go. There is no trend anymore for the moment because the downtrend was broken here. And now we don't have a trend, just a move. End of discussion. End. Okay. So we had this question today, and this is really, really important. How you can handle fear in trading. So we had 82% choose the path of logic. And 15% I must become a robot, which is absolutely impossible because I guess you're a human being, so you will never become a robot. Not in this life. Maybe in the enterprise time in the future, when you can become Mr. Number 5 or Mr. Data or something like this. But in this life, you cannot become a robot. Maybe you can be born in the next life as a robot. Maybe, whatever, but not in this life. This is not possible. And there is no way to handle fear. Think it logical. Fear is an emotion. Logic. Every emotion needs a thought before. Why is it? You work as a human being, you work with your 5 body senses. Hearing, listening, feeling, touching, smelling, tasting. So every impression, everything what you hear, what you see, what you smell, what you taste, what you feel, leads to a thought first, all the time. You can do nothing against this. Everything starts with your body senses, then the thought. Doesn't matter if you think it with purpose or consciously or not consciously, doesn't matter. It starts always with a thought. And the thought, maybe during second, leads to emotion. All the time, you can do nothing. This is scientifically proven. Oh my gosh, I hate this word. You know what I mean. So the moment you control your thoughts is the moment you control your emotions, even fear. And the moment you step on the path of logic, you think logically, is the moment you can control everything of yourself. You can control every single emotions. This is the way how you can control fear. Thanks for listening. We see each other this evening. I wish you a lovely, lovely day. Thanks for listening. And as always, have courage and be kind. And may the force of the rules be with you. See you tomorrow or this evening.